Hey, welcome back, y'all. Welcome back to the D, to the L, to the N, dlnsports, fantasy NBA talk, the cash line. Appreciate y'all tuning in. We're gonna jump right into it today. Last night we had the Spurs and the Warriors. Kind of just like I told y'all, the Warriors blew their doors off, 136 to 100. Wasn't even close. Terrible showing for the Spurs. Kawhi should be back for the next game. We also got to look out for the injuries with Iguodala and Pachulia because that's going to affect that next game with them. But you got to remember, folks, if you're rostering them, you got to remember that next game ain't until Saturday. But the pricing is pretty much all the same on it, so we don't have to go too deep into that for the Saturday game because the prices is all the same. We just got to look out for them injuries with Pachulia and Iguodala and Kawhi. He's probably going to be back, so we shouldn't have to worry about that. But let's get right back into it. The maggot of the day. I knew it was coming. I told y'all I don't trust him. I told y'all I didn't trust him. LaMarcus Aldridge. He finished with 8-4-3. Real bad showing, especially his price point at 7,100. Didn't have a good game at all, but the whole Spurs team was pretty much out of it from the get go. So to look at some of the stats from it, you had your point guard. Like I said, the big baller, the shot caller, the slate changer. Last night was Steph Curry. He went 29, 7-7, was hitting his threes, doing what he was doing. Had a real great game and set the pace for the Warriors to blow them boys' doors off. I told y'all it was coming. You know what I mean? That Vegas line said it was coming, and Vegas, they're very rarely wrong. On the other side, you had Patty Mills, terrible game. He was one of them maggots too. 5 points. I only put Aldridge on there because he cost so much more than Mills, but Mills only had 5 points. He didn't do anything. You had Deshaun Livingston, who had 10, 3, and 2. Had a good game, especially at his price point. He was one of them butt squeakers that came through. On the butt squeakers of the day, I told y'all I gave them to you 2 plays of the day, and the other 2's coming up tonight with LeBron James and Avery Bradley. But I gave y'all DeJounte Murray and Kyle Anderson, and they both did their thing. DeJounte Murray in 27 minutes had 8, 7, and 6. Kyle Anderson in 26 minutes had 8, 5, and 4. So they took me to the cash. Going into today's slate with that Cavs game coming on tonight. And y'all know what it is. I'm hyped up about it. Y'all see what it is. It's the Cavs. You know, finally got our first championship. It's been a long Ohio fan. Never had one before last year, so it was a beautiful thing. Now, shooting guard, we got our Klay Thompson. I told y'all I was off of him. I was off of him for a reason. And he did exactly what he's been doing. That's pretty much nothing. You had your Danny Green on the other side, your Manu Ginobili. Ginobili had a terrible game, but he only played 5 minutes, 2 points. So once that blowout came, like I told y'all, he ain't gonna play Ginobili in no blowout game. He's too old for that. You got your Patrick McCaws, one of them butt squeakers we didn't even talk about. But because of the blowout, he came in and got a lot of minutes. Shot 75% from the field, which is great. He had 18, 3, and 5. Played a great game in that blowout. On the other side, you got your Jonathan Simmons, who had a good game. He's pretty much one of the only ones had a good game over there besides the butt squeakers, the Murray and the Andersons. Simmons had 22 points in 26 minutes. So he did his thing. He really did. On the other side, you had Matt Barnes. He got a couple minutes and things like that. Iguodala was out. Got to check on him for next game. Like I said, Kawhi should be a go next game in San Antonio. So I'm pretty sure they're down 2-0. So they can't play with these boys anymore. At power forward, you got Draymond Green, had 13, 9, and 6. Like I said, it's a decent game, but not for his numbers. Pop holds him pretty much in place, and it's happened the whole series and even through the regular season. You got Pachulia, got hurt, was having a decent game starting out. He got hurt. He'll be questionable for the next game. So you got to remember when you're rostering for that Saturday game, it locks tonight. So if you're going to play somebody from that game, make sure it's people you know they're going to play. You might not want to mess with the Pachulias or the Iguodalas because you might wait till Friday and they rule them out, and it's already locked in and your money's gone. So and on the other side, we had Pau Gasol, did the same thing. He's been doing nothing much. He ain't do too much of anything. And like I said, I'm not rostering him. We had a showing from Dwayne Dedman, so I'm ready to play him now. I told y'all I wasn't going to play him until I seen him touch the court. And he touched the court, and I know it was a lot of it because of the blowout, but he went in 20 minutes. He went 9 points, 9 rebounds, and at that price point, that low price point, he's going to be a good player. And I think I'm going to have him in my roster and take a chance on him and hope Pop plays him again. But because he's a better center in this matchup against the Warriors. His history shows it. He has a good history against the Warriors. So that shows you that right there. Like I say, the big ballers, shot callers, Steph Curry went off, did his thing. Butt squeakers was Murray and Anderson. I gave you those picks, so if you took those picks and you put them around the big boys, the big ballers, you should be close to that cash line if you're not already in it. The Aldrich, I told you about that. The maggot of the day. My plays of the day is going to be Kawhi Leonard. Now, you got to remember that game ain't till Saturday, but at home, I think Kawhi's going to go off. I think Kawhi's going to go off with the series being what it is and being down. He really has no choice but to go off. The other player today is LeBron James, the king. I know he's going to go off. He's going to try to go out there and give it to Boston in the night when he lost in the playoffs yet. So I don't see anything changing with that other than them being on the road going to Boston, but I don't think that'll be a problem. You got your Kevin Love attacking that Boston rebound. And where's Boston weak at? They're one of the worst rebounding teams in the league. So we're going right back at it. And with that Kevin Love and that Tristan Thompson down there. So the plays of the day, Kawhi Leonard, LeBron James, Kevin Love, and Tristan Thompson. That's that Cleveland stack, y'all. That's that Cleveland stack. So as long as that game stays close, they're going to go. Some people you want to keep an eye out. Like I said, on this last slate, I had Avery Bradley on there. Shooting guards against the Cavs, they get off. They get it done. That's our weakest position between there and the point guard, because a lot of times the best player or guard, Kyrie and things like that, and vice versa. And like I said, don't forget about that Dwayne Dedman. I've been waiting for him to play in this series because he gets off against the Warriors. They finally played him. So that should be a good thing. Now tonight, we got that Cavs at Boston tonight, 220-point total. We pretty much went over this yesterday also. The Cavs are favored by 3.5. You got your Kyrie at point guard at 8,400. He's a good player. I don't see no reason you can't play him. Isaiah Thomas at 8,800. For some reason, I don't feel like he's going to have a good game. I think that's the player the Cavs are going to take away. So you might be better off taking a chance on the Bradleys, like I said, and the Horfords of the world. Not really going to mess with Crowder because he's with LeBron, guarding LeBron and things like that. But at the same time, there's a thing in this fantasy thing called defensive usage. So if you're a Crowder, and he's one of the only people that can even handle LeBron. So whenever LeBron's on the floor, Crowder got to be on the floor. Because if you get LeBron in a bad matchup, he'll eat you alive, like real quick. So, like I said, we're going with that Kevin Love thing and that Tristan Thompson attacking the Boston rebounding. They're terrible at it. Please believe it. You got your Kelly Olynyk over there. He's a good player. He's not going to do what he did that one game when he was the butt squeaker of the night. But Olynyk's still going to get his game off. I have total confidence in that. You got your Smarts and your J.R. Smiths and things like that. We're not looking at your Fry, your Shumpert, your Corver. Really not going to pay too much attention to that, especially on a game of this magnitude. Game 1 in Boston, I think it's, like I said, stars and starters. Like I said, we had a good showing last night in the cash line. A couple people was already in that cash waiting on tonight's game. My boy Black Smoke, he got a good line going. You know what I mean? EP, he got a good line going. I got a decent line going. A couple other guys contacted me and said them plays of the day really helped them get to the cash line waiting on tonight's game. So LeBron James is going to be heavily owned. He's going to be heavily owned. A lot of people going to have him. Like I said, if you don't have LeBron on a 2-game slate and he go off, you can just turn your phone off. You ain't even got to worry about it. Just watch the game and enjoy the game. So, but like I said, I want to thanks for all the support. Going to get that money tonight. Excited about my Cavs getting it in. Like I said, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and let's go get this money, y'all. Cash line, let's get it. Good luck.